This is KTVB, Idaho's news channel. Now, John Dobkin, Heidi Bodine, Bob Anthony with weather, Ed Vining on sports. This is the Weekend Night Report.
Good evening, everyone. John Dobkin is live on the scene of a major fire at Meridian Middle School. We will have more on that story in just a moment, but first, police are investigating the first homicide of the year in Ada County. Sheriff's deputies found the body of 36-year-old Roger Atwell this morning just off of Gowan Road. The original call came in as a suicide, but detectives quickly realized that that wasn't the case. Sheriff's deputies found the body of Roger Atwell inside this Pinto. The Meridian man was slumped over and full of gunshot wounds. Someone passing by the car this morning called the police from the nearby Boise Outlet Mall.
Since this town has grown so big that everybody wanted, it isn't a nice thing no more.
Chuck Webb lives in an area trailer home. He saw the Pinto at 7 this morning when he went out to get a paper.
I noticed the window was down and the right window was blowing out, like, you know, somebody hit it with a hammer or something. I was wondering to myself if somebody was asleep in there.
Webb's grandson saw the car last night while driving home around 10:30 p.m., so Webb believes the murder happened sometime last night. The Ada County Sheriff's Office has interviewed Webb and other area residents. So far, detectives have few clues. They're still hoping someone heard the gunshots and will come forward. Webb says nothing like this has ever happened in his neighborhood, and it scares him.
Well, I sent the wife out to go to the store and I almost went with her because you don't know anymore.
If you have any information on the homicide, call Detective Ken Smith at the Ada County Sheriff's Office. The number is 377-6696. Well, tomorrow is President's Day, and the American Civil Liberties Union of Idaho is celebrating tonight at the Blues Bouquet in Boise. 7 bands are performing to raise money for the ACLU. It's the second year the organization has held the event. It's called Red, White, and Blues, and the money raised goes mainly toward education.
And it allows us to get out to people, get the word out, get the message out about civil liberties and the Bill of Rights. And the second is that it allows us, when someone comes to us with a problem, it allows us to litigate if that becomes necessary.
ACLU volunteer Jim Teeter says the main issue the organization is fighting for right now is maintaining the separation of church and state. Marine veterans are remembering one of the bloodiest battles of World War II, the invasion of Iwo Jima. All over the country this weekend, World War II vets are marking the 50th anniversary of the invasion. NewsCenter 7's Jake Putnam talked with a local vet who was there 50 years ago.
50 years ago this weekend, Will Overgaard remembers Iwo Jima. Just a 20-year-old from Boise, Will and other members of the 4th Marine Division hit the beach early on February 19, 1945. Overgaard remembers the smell of sulfur and death on the black, treeless volcanic island.
We were in by 9, and they hadn't even cleared the beach yet. I mean, the fighting was so fierce that we just piled upon one another.
Late in the 3rd week of fighting, an American flag was raised over Mount Suribachi. That was a signal to Overgaard and other Marines they had made it.
That was the indication to us that we're near the end. That things are about ready to leave this place and get a chance to go back home again.
In Washington, hundreds of veterans gathered to remember and pray for the 46,000 Americans and Japanese who were killed during the 36-day battle. Four reefs in honor of the dead were tossed from the USS Intrepid into the Chesapeake Bay, and veterans gathered at the memorial, a memorial that means a lot to veterans like Will.
That's very significant. It has a lot of memories, and particularly the memories of our friends, you know, who are with us that aren't with us any longer.
All in all, 27 medals of honor were awarded for extraordinary heroism to sailors and Marines. Overgaard says time waits for no one. The memories of Iwo, now 5 decades past, are fading, but the memories of valor and bravery will live on forever. Jake Putnam, NewsCenter 7.
Many Boise Iwo Jima vets are attending in a ceremony to remember the Battle of Iwo Jima and what it meant to the United States. Mr. Clinton recalled a number of stories about the common practice of uncommon valor during the battle. He called it a legacy that Americans need to remember and work to maintain.
To be worthy of that sacrifice, we must determine in this time to remain the strongest nation in the world so that our freedom is never again threatened.
The president noted his backdrop that serves as a symbol of the effort in World War II. The same statue depicting American servicemen raising the flag on Mount Suribachi. And the campaign for President Clinton's job is beginning in New Hampshire unofficially. Conservative commentator Pat Buchanan and 8 other GOP hopefuls are there testing the waters. New Hampshire plans to hold the first presidential primary next year. A new poll shows Bob Dole is the front runner. O.J. Simpson had a visit in prison today from his friend Al Collins. Simpson's murder trial is taking a 3-day weekend for President's Day, but one national survey of attorneys predicts he won't be convicted of murder. The National Law Journal survey found 70% expect either a hung jury or an outright acquittal. Well, now we go live to John Dobkin. He is at the Meridian Middle School, and as we understand, there is a major fire going on right now. Can you hear me, John?
Yes, I can, Heidi. That's right. We're at Meridian Middle School tonight, and a fire broke out here probably about a half hour or 40 minutes ago. I'm standing here with Bob Corey, who's going to give us the first news that we can get from fire officials on what's going on. What do you have here?
When the fire was called in, the first truck that came in, we started the smoke and the flames were showing. What we're trying to do now is to contain it into one part where the shop is, and there's a firewall. If we can keep it from the gymnasium and also from the cafeteria. So at the present time, that's about all we really know. The fire investigators are on their way in, but right now we're trying to keep everything on that one end. It's pretty hot.
So then, as far as you can tell now, it started in the shop area, and that's
right.
Where you're trying to contain it.
Try to contain it right now.
How many fire crews do you have out here? I know you've been calling for more manpower.
We've got Boise trucks, Eagle trucks, North Ada County trucks. There's probably about 10 pumper trucks, 1 ladder truck, and of course the EMS is standing by.
How close are they to knocking it down?
We're probably another hour to hour and a half probably, unless if we keep it out of the gymnasium and the cafeteria. If then it's anybody's guess right now.
Now, this was a school that a significant portion of it burned down back in 1990. How related is that fire to this in terms of where it's starting and where that one started?
That started in the older part of the school. Where that part was is not even affected now. This is the back of the other part where the shops are, and on the other side is the cafeteria. Was not involved with that first fire.
Okay, Bob, thank you very much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Also, I have with me Mike Blessing, who was one of the first on the scene here, and he reported hearing an explosion. Is that right, Mike?
Was watching some television tonight, and I heard an explosion and a loud boom, and so it was shortly after that I got a phone call from my mother-in-law and told me that she thought the school was on fire. I stuck my head out that time. At that time, we started hearing sirens and stuff. I came over here, and the school was pretty much, up in flames and in engulfed in a lot of smoke at the time. So,
how does it look now? As we can look back and take a look, the flames have been. I know they've been higher than they are now. It looks like we've been seeing some streams of water pouring onto the flames there. How did it look compared to this when you first came out here?
Well, I've been here for about 35, 40 minutes, and I don't see any dissipation in the fire at all. It seems to be the same as it was 40 minutes ago. So, it's a scary thought to see the same incident happen, 3 years later. It's just, after all the time and money that we've all, and that we've spent on this particular issue.
Okay, thanks a lot, Mike, for joining us. We also have a number of people have gathered out here to watch the efforts to put this fire out, including some Meridian Middle School students who go to this school. Maybe if we could be joined by them. They're just, they've been standing watching the fire. Maybe you guys can tell us what you know about the part of the building that's on fire right now.
I think it's our metals room.
Do either of you have classes in there?
Yeah, I have class in the Woods building, which is right next to it.
What kind of building is it? What do they have in there besides the metal shops?
They have acetylene tanks and oxygen tanks. And our teacher did a demonstration where if you fill up a balloon with half acetylene and half oxygen, it blows up like a gunshot. And so I think the fire could have started because one of the tanks tipped over.
Okay, well, thank you, gentlemen, very much for joining us. The efforts continue to put this fire out. As we mentioned, it started, the first calls came out probably about 9:25, around 9:30. And fire crews have been streaming in here from all over the community to try and get this fire out. Maybe you can see in the distance there a stream of water from a fire hose pouring right onto those flames. For a while there, this fire was so intense that they weren't even allowed to get that close. They couldn't get their hoses close enough to attack the fire head-on like that. But it appears that they have been able to move closer, and they are trying to knock this fire down.
All right, thanks, John. As the one man mentioned, this isn't the first fire. The school burned down in May 27th of 1990. That was from an electrical fire, and the school reopened again in August of 1992. We will keep you posted on this throughout the newscast as the situation develops. And just ahead on the night report, Treasure Valley teens are taking their best shot at stardom. They're hoping their looks take off on the fashion runway.
And a new record high in Boise today. Details coming up on weather.
It's here now. The holiday celebration sale at Jim's Appliance and Furniture. See Jim's for holiday savings on GE appliances. GE, a name you can count on for the finest in reliability and value. And Jim's Appliance and Furniture has been your place to save in Boise since 1960. Jim's features the biggest savings now on GE appliances you need for replacement, remodeling, or new construction. Dishwashers, freezers, refrigerators, washers, dryers, ovens, and more. Jim's Appliance and Furniture, 1115 Lusk. Holiday celebration sale.
Seiko, built for life.
Timing is everything. Get a Seiko from Gates Jewelry in Ontario.
We're closing in on President's Day, and Monday we'll ask the question if our forefathers could have handled today's politics.
And Larry's live weather will take a look from Pioneer Title Monday morning at 6:30.
Harry, make up your mind.
I'm trying, but these two leases on the Jeep Grand Cherokee make it tough.
I think we should go for the $0 down.
And I think we should go for the $339 a month.
Harry, it's gone.
What's gone?
The Grand Cherokee.
We don't make up our mind. They'll all be gone.
Okay, I agree. Let's go for the $339 a month.
No. $0 down is awfully tempting.
Now that one's gone.
I told you.
Let's just flip a coin.
Okay. It's heads.
Does that mean the $0 down or the $339 a month?
Oh, boy.
The Make Up Your Mind lease now and for a limited time at your local Jeep and Eagle dealer.
Who else? Seriously, that fish was bigger than the Loch Ness Monster.
Oh, there were thousands more in that hole. Thousands more. Well, I know a place where we can catch more than you've ever dreamed of, pal.
Oh, yeah.
I'm serious. Come on.
Introducing JB's new Big Catch Platter, just $5.99. Zesty lemon pepper shrimp, tender fish fillets, and golden fried scallops. Add $1.99 and get all you can eat.
Wrestled a giant squid once. Pinned him.
People were dining out for JB's.
Well, it was a nerve-wracking day for about 65 local young men and women. Teens from Idaho, Washington, and Oregon are all in Boise with the hopes of making it big in the modeling industry. NewsCenter 7's Stacy Curran has the story.
Registration? Ha! Piece of cake. Now it's showtime.
1, 2, 3, hit it!
And that means trying to prove to these well-known agents that you've got everything they want to be the next supermodel. So what are they looking for?
Skin, hair, teeth.
But most importantly, the big agents say they've got to have it.
Personality, great attitude, that really helps.
And this is how they show off those winning personalities, print work and runway, right behind the store.
What's next? I'm really nervous, but well, it's fun. It's kind of a good risk kind of thing. I'm scared I'm going to fall on my face. I just know it's going to happen.
Or if runway just isn't your style, how about sitting at a coffee shop minding your own business?
They just tapped me on the shoulder and started talking to me. Said they wanted to see my hair and everything. Took off my hat. Said I needed a haircut.
And now?
Now, I don't know. It's pretty excited. I don't know.
Would you be ready to go to LA and watch?
Yeah, definitely.
What happened to Joe is the dream of these young men and women to make an impression on the agents so that their face might be the next on the cover of a magazine. Stacy Kern, NewsCenter 7.
Well, from the runway, Bob Anthony, what a great day today.
You bet. A new record high today. It was that warm, and also we'll have details on that and pictures of some flooding in South Carolina and record heat in Southern California coming up.
What do you get when you mix ice and cars? Well, that too. I'm here live at Peterson Motors, where sculptors are carving ice and salesmen are carving prices. They're selling hundreds of new and used cars and trucks at huge discounts. It must be a trick.
No, it's Peterson's price carving sale.
Oh, really? Isn't it true you've lured people here with free food? Hot chowder? Gunpowder?
No, clam chowder. It's a promotion.
You heard it here first. It's one big commotion.
Hey, who left the news car in the street?
No comment.
Attention, bargain hunters. Savers, the country's favorite thrift store, has lower everyday prices on a spectacular selection of quality used clothing and household items. And you'll save twice as much at Savers' big President's Day sale, this Monday only. Save 50% on a huge selection of quality resale clothing for the entire family. Twice the savings, this Monday only at Savers. Savers, it's more than you bargained for.
Enna's Fine Furniture invites you to a spectacular President's Day sale from now until Monday at 6 p.m. Along with store-wide savings of 20 to 30% and more, Ennis will take an additional 10% off the March sale price of everything in the store. Special orders, too, with no minimum purchase. Plus an extra discount for cash or interest-free financing. Add up your savings on the finest home furnishings made today. But hurry, sale ends Monday at 6 p.m. Clearance outlet purchase is not eligible for discount.
In honor of President's Day, your Honda dealers are doing some cutting of their own. The President's Day celebration going on now at your Honda dealer.
Hello, I'm Carolyn Hulley. Right after this newscast is 7 days, we're going to take a look at something new in Idaho, cameras in the courtroom. Will it provide you with a new look at the law? We'll see on 7 days.
A beautiful day in the capital city, but in the southeast, they're still a little soggy. In Columbia, South Carolina, at the Riverside Golf Course, they're not kidding. The rains abated around the Carolinas today, but along the Broad River, waters are still well above flood stage. And in Southern California, the heat was turned back on. In fact, the state set a new record after surviving a very wet January with mudslides and flooding. Residents welcome back the sunshine. The longest lines today were at the lemonade and ice cream stands. Beautiful weather down there, and we received some of that sunshine and some of those warm temperatures. Let's take a look at our current conditions at the present time in Boise. 49 degrees, Napa at 48, Caldwell 48. We have wind southeast at 8, no precipitation to trace yesterday. The barometer is rising and the humidity at 71%. Boise's high today, 67 degrees. That is a new record high for the date, 22 degrees above normal. There's the old record, 66, set back in 1958, sunset at 6:22. Across the nation on national radar, we can see those strong thunder showers that made it very soggy throughout the southeast again today. Also some moisture here in the northern plains, some rain and some freezing rain, kind of a mixed bag in the northern plains into the Great Lakes, and some moisture out here in the northwest. And on our satellite map, we have high pressure right here, and that is keeping most of this moisture well above the Boise Valley. We have this moisture, this storm track cutting through northern Idaho today. They again saw some showers and some mountain snow, especially in the Cascades. But this high pressure will hold on, and that will mean nice weather here in southern Idaho. So here's our forecast for the Magic Valley. Mostly sunny for tomorrow and mild temperatures. Mostly sunny for Sun Valley as well, with a high 54. For McCall, partly cloudy and mild with a high 56 for tomorrow. Boise tonight, partly cloudy skies with a low 40. And for tomorrow, mostly sunny skies. Mild temperatures will remain with us. In fact, check out this 5-day forecast. You're going to like this. Look at those warm temperatures. Spring-like temperatures all week long, mostly sunny on Monday, partly cloudy and mild on Tuesday. Fair skies on Wednesday and partly cloudy, a little breezy. Just a tad cooler on Thursday, but all in all, a lot of sunshine this week.
We will definitely take it.
All right.
A great day for any kind of outdoor activity, including golf, whatever.
Yeah, auto racing, but it rained in Florida. But
I wouldn't have thought of that one, but...
They call it the Super Bowl of stock car racing, except this year, the Daytona 500 was close, far closer than the Super Bowl, anyway.
If it seems like you're always putting money into your luxury car, you might want to take note of a recent study. Based on projected cost of ownership from maintenance to depreciation, the Lexus ES was named the best overall value in its class. So drive an ES instead of a money pit. To save money down the road, see Peterson Lexus.
12 hours only, Monday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 12 months, free financing, plus 20 to 50% savings on America's favorite brand name furniture, and free cherry pie just for coming in. No interest, no down payment, no monthly payments for 12 full months, 12 hours only. The President's Day sale, only at Madison. Now that's a smart choice.
Our challenge is to develop foods that are not only healthy and nutritious, but taste good too. I like the variety of foods I get to work with here, the different fruits, vegetables, rice, pasta. I think the most exciting part of our work is that we really can affect the types and quality of food people eat. I'm a consumer too. I have a family, and in the end I want to be proud to say, yeah, we worked on that, and it's good food.
We'll put some nice in your life at Michael's Furniture Showplace.
It's President's Day weekend, and that means the lowest prices of the season at Michael's Furniture Showplace. The reductions are so great, even George says they're a real bargain, and he never lies. Make no down, no payment, and pay no interest for up to 1 full year. It's the lowest prices of the season. Special financing, free delivery. It's the President's Day sale at Michael's Furniture Showplace.
Michael's Furniture Showplace.
Right now at iMasters, you can save big money. $50 off any pair of glasses. iMasters, where you're a person, not a prescription.
We'll get to the Utah Jazz Phoenix Suns game in a moment, but first auto racing, where it's a little different, at least on the stock car circuit. The season's biggest event is the first race of the year. Today's Daytona 500 kicks off the 95 NASCAR schedule, and this was the year Dale Earnhardt was going to do what he had never been able to do at Daytona, win the big one. He was 0 for 16 in the 500 anyway, the 39th annual event. And what would it be without Rex? In turn 4, Joe Nemechek and Brett Bodine survived simultaneous smashes. Bodine returned to the race just in time for a rain delay, about midway through. An hour and 44 minutes, and Dale Earnhardt, even snoozing, preparing for the second half run. When they restarted, Dale must have still been asleep at the wheel, because we see the defending champ Sterling Marlin passing Earnhardt there. In the end, it was the battle of the Monte Carlos. Earnhardt can't pass him as they come to the checkered flag. Sterling Marlin wins for the third time. Earnhardt second for the third time. Mark Martin was third. Ted Musgrave was fourth. When the new top 25 college basketball polls come out in a few hours, there will be a new number 1, as Connecticut, the old number 1, lost to Villanova yesterday. The second-ranked North Carolina Tar Heels could have been the heir to the throne with a win today at Virginia, but North Carolina's Dean, Coach Dean Smith, outdone by Virginia's Dean, Harold Dean, scoring 21 in the second half. UVA led until Jerry Stackhouse ties it with a dynamic move to the hoop, and then UVA hits the free throws to go up by 2. 5 seconds left. North Carolina last chance, but Jerry Stackhouse loses the ball. The inbounds pass, wahoo wah. Virginia wins 73-71. And out west, it was the battle for Pac-10 supremacy in Pauley Pavilion, UCLA and Arizona. Approaching halftime, Kobe Bailey unloads it to Charles O'Bannon, who lays it in to beat the clock at halftime. 40-33 Bruins late in the game now. Arizona trailing by 4. Kobe Bailey not going to pass it this time. He's going to go behind his back. UCLA holds on to win 72-70. One other game to tell you about, or actually two. UMass a winner over Louisville, and Maryland down Cincinnati by a deuce. A reminder tonight, join BSU basketball coach Bobby Dye on Broncos Spotlight. As he looks back at his team's trip south to NAU and Weber State, you'll see that incredible finish against the Wildcats. That's coming up at 11 right here after 7 days. And in Phoenix, the two best teams in the Western Conference, the Jazz and Suns clash, with rocker Alice Cooper looking on. School's not out, though. John Stockton, he passed the 10,000 assist milestone last night. He gets one right there to David Benoit. Jeff Hornacek, meanwhile, can do it in transition, the alley-oop to Karl Malone. But Phoenix scores the last 10 points to win this one, 110-107. And to the end of the Nuggets-Bullets game in Washington, trailing by 2 with just seconds left. The Bullets' Chris Webber steals the inbounds pass and would huck up the 3. It does not go, but Juwan Howard's attempt after the rebound, look at him. Well, it doesn't go either, and the Nuggets go on the board to win by 2, 94-92. New York beats Houston in the rematch of last year's championship series, and Indiana downs Miami. Minnesota surprises Orlando, and Portland was leading unupdated. They're tied in the 4th, Lakers and the Blazers. The Boise State tennis team made it 3 for 3 in a 24-hour span this afternoon. It was versus Idaho. Ernesto Diaz in the near court, toying with Mark Hadley, winning the first set 6-2, and then going on in the second 6-0. Watch this. Diaz not even have to run to win this point here as he puts them away. Idaho falls 7-0, and also Kenny Perry won the Bob Hope Chrysler Classic today by a stroke over Curtis Strange and David Duval.
Okay, thanks, Ed. We'll be right back with a live update on the fire at the Meridian Middle School. Stay tuned.
During the Dodge Preferred Option Sale, the better the options you select, the better your cash savings and values on 395 Consumers Digest Best Buy, like up to $1,200 off Dodge Neon, up to $1,747 off Dodge Intrepid, or up to $2,100 off Dodge Caravan, including cash savings that can be sent factory direct to you or use them toward your down payment. The Dodge Preferred Option Sale. The more options you want, the more you save.
Hurry into your Northwest Dodge dealer today.
It's Blacker's President's Day sale, 6 hours only, Monday noon till 6. Half of Blacker's entire inventory will be half price for half a day. Save half on mattress sets, bedroom sets, carpet, recliners, color TVs, used appliances, and more, plus hundreds of additional items on sale and specially priced for this event. Shop the area's largest display of name brand appliances, electronics, furniture, and carpets. Save half on half of Blacker's inventory this President's Day. Monday noon till 6, only at Blacker's, the stores that sell for less.
And seasons come and seasons go, just as life can change, you know. It's nice to have the promise of summer. It's so nice to have the promise of summer.
No money down, no credit, bad credit, free gas, free lube. Heck, we'll even pay you to drive our cars.
Some claim they'll do almost anything to sell you a car. At Curtin Howell, that's not their style. Curtin Howell, the quiet dealer, just wants to help you select your new vehicle using their 37-year reputation for honesty and service. If you've shopped Curtin Howell before, you know their style. And if not, come on over. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, all at Curtin Howell of Caldwell.
Well, now we go back out live to John Dobkin, who's on the scene of a fire at Meridian Middle School.
Heidi, we're talking again with Bob Corey, who is a Meridian Fire Commissioner and City Council member. Bob, maybe you can give us the latest news on this fire.
Yes, the update is that the fire is contained in the one building, and one end is the wood shop, the other is the metal shop. The wood shop is completely burned out now. The metal shop has got some acetylene and oxygen tanks in it. They are exploding at the present time. So we can get the fire under control probably in about 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
And as you just mentioned, they had to move some of the fire trucks back. Is that because of the heat?
Right. The main trucks, the ladder trucks, had to be moved back and fighting from a distance away from there now.
How big an area is that? We can really only see the flames that are shooting up from the top, but can you give us a general area and how big these buildings are that are on fire?
Right. The building that's on fire now is probably about 100 feet by about 40 feet, rectangular shaped at this point. The gym is on the west side. We're putting water on that, keep that from burning as well. You can see the embers are trying to come across. They've got Looks like now they got most of the 4-inch, 5-inch lines on it.
In terms of attacking this fire, how easy is it to get at?
Pretty difficult because of the smoke. They have to fight it from the outside in. There's a few lines from the firemen going in, but it's just the fire is so hot that it's evaporating the water on the 2.5-inch lines. That's why we're going to the 5s.
Okay, great. Thanks a lot, Bob. I appreciate you joining us. And, of course, we will keep you updated on this fire and have a complete wrap-up tomorrow on the Sunrise Show at 6:30. Heidi, back to you.
All right, thank you, John. And that does it for us this evening. Have a great night.
I think it's taken everybody by surprise a little bit, I suppose. And I think we all need time to adjust to that.
Mixed reaction to Micron taking its expansion out of state. This weekend on 7 Days, we'll hear what current employees and potential employees have to say about Micron's move for the future.
I think it's a matter of public record anyway, and I think the public ought to be able to be informed with what's going on inside of the courthouse.
Cameras in the courtroom. You've seen how they work in the O.J. Simpson case. Now they're giving you a view of Idaho courtrooms.
Well, I'm going to be doing custom live shots for NBC affiliates around the country.